Hello, my name is Olivia, and today I'm going to delve into my perspective on what makes us human. Growing up with religion, I was taught from a very early age that being human meant having some sort of fixed essence or a soul. I understood my body as a physical vessel that allowed me to interact with the external world, but beneath that was this inner core which held the real me. And this is what made me the same person over time. But what really made humans feel distinct was our capacity for moral agency. By directing our thoughts and our actions, I believed we had authorship over our own lives. Additionally, I thought our characters were the accumulation of these choices. So being human meant you were accountable for the kind of person you became. For me, it was this combination of a stable inner soul and the ability to direct our lives which defined humanity. However, after I engaged with this unit, I'm starting to question a lot of these assumptions, which once felt very natural to me. I now think it's plausible that this intuitive feeling of having a soul could actually be explained by the continuity of consciousness. That is, it could be our ongoing stream of thoughts, memories, and experiences that creates this sense of sameness over time and not an immaterial essence. I'm also no longer sure if humanity can be defined by our morality, if it is possible that factors beyond our control can shape our actions. Although this sense of authorship now feels less certain, I find myself holding on to the concept of free will because the sense of control it offers makes my actions feel meaningful. So, how did I come to these conclusions? Well, during week 3, when we focused on John Locke's Prince and Cobbler thought experiment, my thinking was really challenged. At first, it confirmed my belief in a fixed inner essence because I agreed that if we moved the prince's soul to the cobbler would now be the prince. But when we were asked to separate this idea of the soul from consciousness, I intuitively began identifying the prince based on whoever held his psychological features, like his memories, personality, and perspective, and not his soul. This actually led to a disagreement with a friend because she argued that the soul, the spirit keeping us alive, is what truly defined us, and the cobbler could not be the prince as a whole without this. So then I asked myself, what do I actually identify as the soul? When I took away everything that makes up conscious experience, so my thoughts, my memories, my personality, there was nothing I could point to. So this realization was actually put into words in the reading when they said, what matters in questions about personal identity is psychological continuity. I started to reconsider if humans can be grounded by any sort of fixed essence at all, and perhaps this intuitive feeling I had of a soul is something I've been socialized to feel in the continuity of my consciousness. Perhaps what is distinctive about us is how we connect our past, present, and future selves through this continuity. Adding to this, week 4's focus on determinism challenged my belief that humans are distinct because we consciously choose our actions. The idea that our behavior may be predetermined by causal chains made me question whether my agency was genuine or just an illusion. During the lecture, when I was asked to choose between placing my hand either on my head or in the air, I experienced a clear moment of deliberation, and this moment reinforced my belief that we always have a choice. But my confidence faded when the scales analogy was introduced. It made me reimagine that moment as a balancing process where different influences were already at play, and my decision would naturally fall to whichever side carried more weight. The reading by Megan Griffith actually made this more convincing because she suggests that our choices are always impacted by our desires, underlying beliefs, and prior experiences. So I started wondering whether these factors acted as hidden weights, tipping the scale to quietly shape my decision without me being consciously aware of it. This actually sent me into a bit of a spiral because it challenged what I thought made us human. If this was true, instead of moral agents, we would simply be objects following the natural laws of the physical world. So now I'm reconsidering if there really is anything distinctive about humans at all, or if that idea comes from a need to differentiate ourselves from other animals. And even though I wonder how free our choices really are, I still hold on to the idea of free will because it preserves a sense of authorship which feels central to being human. Overall, my understanding of what makes us human has shifted from something fixed and certain to something more complex and uncertain. And I'm no longer sure if we have this concept of souls or complete control over our actions. But I think what may be distinctive is our ability to create meaning even when this control is unclear.